You can support this channel by checking out the awesome deals on wrestling gear in the links of the description of this video. Thank you for the support. Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Fair Fight Wrestling Podcast. My name is Theron, and this is our fantasy booking episode, Heel versus Heel. And this is dovetailed off of our Face versus Face fantasy booking episode that you can catch on this playlist right here on this channel. Remember to hit that like button for me. Hit subscribe so you never miss an episode, because today we're talking about one of my favorite things in the world, and that is fantasy booking. Now, if you watched my Face versus Face episode, you know right from the beginning that I do not like the concept of face labels or heel labels. I miss the Attitude Era, mostly just because it was gray. It wasn't black and white. It wasn't a cartoon. You could cheer and root for whoever you want to, which you still can nowadays, but I hate those labels on TV that give us limitations. And a lot of people think that heel versus heel matches just don't work because you eventually have to root for somebody. So what? What's the problem with that? It's the exact same concept of us cheering for The Miz when we wanted to watch him destroy John Cena because he was getting over so much during that WrestleMania feud with his skits with Maurice, and I personally loved it. And there's no reason why I can't cheer for that guy. And to watch a heel versus heel match, here's a great example right at the top of the screen here. Miz and Maurice versus Mike and Maria Kanellis. Can you imagine the verbal wars that they could have on that microphone? And it would be tremendously entertaining. It'd be like, go back to WrestleMania, oh goodness, I think 11, the one that's outside at the Caesars Palace. You had a match between Shawn Michaels as a heel and Rick Martel as a heel. Oh no, actually I take that back, because that was Shawn Michaels versus Tatanka. I'm sorry. But anyway, there is a match somewhere in the WWE Network, somebody will tell me in the comments, a heel versus heel of Shawn Michaels versus Rick Martel. And you had this match where the rules were you couldn't punch each other in the face because they didn't want to mess up their faces. What an awesome story that is, right? So you could have that here. I think that Miz versus Mike Kanellis, and you get Maria and Maurice involved. What an awesome story that would be on TV. Here's some other awesome matches that we're missing. Bobby Roode versus Cesaro. Think of the styles that gel. Now I understand Cesaro's been a face before, so it wouldn't be hard for him to turn back face to go against Bobby Roode, but who cares? I think that, you have these similar styles. Let's not stifle them in the ring, and let's watch an awesome match. Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt. The story there, right? Bray Wyatt brings him into the WWE as a family member, as a Wyatt family member, and then he goes off on his own. And he's completely forgotten about his roots. You could have, guys, just imagine the story on camera of this giant who's destroying everybody, and then he comes face to face with Bray Wyatt, and he's 100% submissive, and he's like this, not a puppet, but he's just under this control to where no one can control this monster, right, except for Bray Wyatt. And then all of a sudden you see that monster turn against his owner, and oh gosh, just that story right there would be tremendous. It turns Braun into a babyface, I understand that, but let's face it, Braun's a babyface on camera right now anyway. Kevin Owens versus Triple H, a story that was never told, that between, what was the dynamic, what was the relationship between those two business wise? Why did Kevin Owens get that championship handed to him? Why have we never told that story? And why can't we see it unfold on camera regardless of whether Kevin Owens is a face or heel? Hey, what about Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal? You have a champion versus champion. Which supersedes face or heel label. Look at Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior. Face versus face, title for title. Championship supersedes any type of label you put on people. Rock and Cena and Shawn Michaels. We don't take advantage of heel versus heel. And Jinder Mahal is a big bad monster right now. So put him up against another big bad monster in the ring. Let's talk about, speaking of which, something as simple as Rusev versus Samoa Joe. Imagine those two beasts going at each other in the ring. It would be this huge grudge match that people would love to see. Something as simple as Luke Gallows versus Luke Harper. You know, two big guys who are very underrated and who have successful singles runs right at their fingertips and never get the opportunity to take advantage of that. Something as creative as Baron Corbin versus the Drifter. Two aesthetically, should we say, similar guys on camera. I shouldn't say fairly similar in-ring styles, but you know what? You get somebody with a cocky attitude like the Drifter going up against somebody with a cocky attitude like Baron Corbin, and I think that in the ring together, they would do perfectly fine. Hey, why not Braun Strowman and Rusev? There's a match of these two massive guys. Or even better, you found somebody who's actually bigger than Rusev, or Rusev is this dominating force, and you finally come across somebody that he cannot defeat. And then in my main event for heel versus heel, I want to see Kevin Owens versus Bray Wyatt. Two very similar stories in terms of the way they came into the WWE. Two very successful guys, two very similar body types, two very similar wrestling styles, two powerhouses on the microphone. And the stories and the emotion that these two can bring out and the in-ring quality would be absolutely phenomenal. I would pay a lot of money to just say, take my money, so that I could see Kevin Owens versus Bray Wyatt. But hey, these are just my opinions. Throw some comments down below. Let me know what heel versus heel matches you would like to see, or tell me why you think I'm crazy. That's okay. I seem to be the only person who feels this way, and I'm perfectly fine being on my own little island. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to check me out today. I appreciate your support. Hit that thumbs up button, and we will chat again soon.